Have you ever been so broke that you had to sleep in your car and survive on ramen noodles, chasing Wi-Fi in coffee shops all night, just so you could stay connected to the world while pursuing your dreams? If you have, then you know how difficult it is to keep going when you're living paycheck to paycheck, constantly worrying about money and struggling to achieve your goals. If you haven't, then let me introduce you to the incredible story of Jacob Moore, an American entrepreneur and the founder of Mogul, a platform for creators on social media. At the age of 27, Jacob found himself homeless and sleeping in his car while chasing his dreams of becoming a successful entrepreneur. Despite facing rejection, homelessness, and financial struggles, he never gave up on his dream and eventually became a millionaire. And now at just 32 years old, he runs multiple multi-million-dollar businesses and has become one of the most successful entrepreneurs in America. In today's video, we will delve into the life of Jacob Moore and share the incredible story of grit, faith, and comeback power that led him to where he is today. Jacob's story is one of hard work, determination, and resilience. Let's dive in. Jacob's journey began in South Carolina, where he grew up in a middle-class family with two younger sisters. From a young age, he showed entrepreneurial traits, selling candy and snacks to his classmates to make extra money. When he was just 14 years old, he started his first business mowing lawns and cleaning pools in his neighborhood. With a strong work ethic and a natural talent for sales, Jacob was able to grow his customer base quickly and make a decent amount of money for a teenager. After graduating from high school in 2009, Jacob attended Clemson University, where he studied marketing. During his time there, he continued to pursue entrepreneurial opportunities, co-founding a company called Fanbase in 2011 with some of his friends. This online advertising agency specialized in helping musicians promote their music and connect with fans. Although the company didn't last long, Jacob gained valuable experience that would help him in his future endeavors. After graduating from Clemson in 2013, Jacob took a job at a Fortune 500 company called Avid Exchange, where he worked as an account executive. Here he honed his sales skills and learned the ropes of doing business in the corporate world. For a few years, Jacob seemed to be on a good path to success. He had a steady job, was earning a decent salary, and had a promising career ahead of him. However, he couldn't shake off his entrepreneurial spirit and the desire to start his own business. In 2016, he decided to take a leap of faith and leave his stable job to pursue his dreams. Jacob wanted to start a tech company, but he didn't have much experience in that field. However, he was passionate about it and believed that he could make it work. He spent a lot of time researching and developing his idea, but he struggled to turn it into a viable business. Without a clear plan or a lot of technical expertise, Jacob found himself burning through his savings and struggling to make ends meet. As the months went by, he began to feel the pressure of his mounting debts and the disappointment of his failed business. His investors had lost interest and his clients had stopped returning his calls. Even his friends and family questioned his decision to leave his stable job and start a risky venture. Just when things couldn't get any worse, he was served with an eviction notice and had just a few days to pack up and leave his apartment. With nowhere else to go and no one to turn to, Jacob made the difficult decision to move into his car. He spent his days working on his business and his nights sleeping in his beat-up Honda Civic. It was a humbling and challenging experience, but Jacob was determined to make it work. He was just 27 years old, and he believed that he still had time to turn things around. During this difficult time, Jacob reached out to his friend Ben Putt, who worked at a company called Techstars, a global network that provides resources and mentorship to early-stage startups. He told Ben about his business idea and asked for some advice. To his surprise, Ben offered to help him and gave him an opportunity to pitch his idea to the Techstars team. Jacob prepared for the meeting by creating a detailed presentation and practicing his pitch. He knew that this was his best chance to get the support he needed to make his business work. On the day of the meeting, Jacob nervously presented his idea to the Techstars team. He talked about the problem he was trying to solve and the innovative solution he had developed. He was confident in his idea, but he was also aware that he had a lot to prove. To his surprise, the Techstars team was impressed with his idea and invited him to participate in their accelerator program. The program provided Jacob with not only funding, but also mentorship and resources that he needed to grow his business. With this support, Jacob was able to refine his idea and develop a minimum viable product. During this time, Jacob lived in his car, working on his business day and night. He slept in the back seat of his Honda Civic and used public libraries and co-working spaces to work on his laptop. Despite the challenging circumstances, Jacob was determined to succeed. He was driven by his passion for his idea and his desire to prove everyone who doubted him wrong. One of the key things that helped Jacob during this time was his daily journaling practice. Every day he would write down his thoughts, feelings, and experiences in a journal. This helped him to process his emotions, stay focused on his goals, and maintain a positive mindset. In his journal, Jacob documented everything that happened to him, both the good and the bad. He wrote about the times when he felt like giving up and the moments when he felt inspired and motivated. For example, one entry reads, "I'm living in my car, eating nothing but ramen noodles and working on my laptop in coffee shops all day. I don't know if this will ever work, but I'm too proud to ask for help." Another entry from a few weeks later says, "I just got accepted into the Techstars Accelerator program. My idea is getting traction and I'm finally starting to believe in myself again." Looking back on his journal entries, Jacob was able to see how far he had come and appreciate the journey he had been through. It was a reminder of the challenges he had overcome and the progress he had made. In addition to journaling, Jacob also found support in his faith. He is a devout Christian, and he credits his faith with helping him through tough times. He regularly attended church services and Bible study groups where he found comfort and guidance. Jacob also had a strong support system of family and friends who encouraged him to keep going and believe in himself. They provided him with emotional support and practical help whenever they could. Despite all the help he received, Jacob was still met with skepticism and doubt. Many people thought he was crazy for leaving his stable job to start a tech company, and even more so for sleeping in his car while pursuing his dream. But Jacob was determined to prove them wrong. In January 2018, Jacob officially launched his company, Mogul. The platform was designed to help creators on social media monetize their content and connect with brands. Jacob's idea was unique and innovative, and it quickly started to gain traction. As more and more creators signed up for Mogul, Jacob's business began to grow rapidly. He was able to hire a team of talented individuals who shared his vision and passion for the company. Within just a few months, Mogul became one of the fastest-growing startups in the United States. Today, Jacob's company is valued at over $20 million, and he is considered one of the most successful entrepreneurs in America. However, despite all his success, Jacob has remained humble and grounded. He still remembers the difficult times he went through and the valuable lessons he learned along the way. One of the most important lessons Jacob learned was the importance of perseverance. There were times when he wanted to give up and go back to his old job, but he pushed through and kept moving forward. He realized that success doesn't come easy, and that setbacks and failures are part of the journey. Another lesson Jacob learned was the importance of surrounding himself with the right people. He was fortunate to have a supportive network of friends, family, and mentors who helped him through tough times. He also learned to trust his instincts and take risks when necessary. Starting a new business is always risky, but Jacob's willingness to take the risk paid off, and he was able to create a successful company that has changed the lives of many people. Finally, Jacob learned the importance of giving back. He regularly visits homeless shelters and speaks to those who are struggling, sharing his story and offering words of encouragement. He knows that many people face similar challenges, and he wants to be a role model and an inspiration to others. Looking back on his journey, Jacob realizes that his experience of sleeping in his car was one of the most valuable experiences of his life. It taught him resilience, determination, and the importance of never giving up on your dreams. He hopes that his story will inspire others to pursue their goals and make their dreams a reality. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please subscribe.